Good afternoon. This is the Ancient Warrior. Welcome to Free America. Folks, let's talk about common sense prepping. What brought this around was the fact that I have been discussing with other people getting started on prepping. You know, today's a windy day here in the Texas Panhandle. I'm pretty darn sure I saw a house and a woman riding around it on a bicycle flying by from Kansas. You know, that's how bad the winds are blowing here. You know what? It wouldn't take much to pull these power lines down. Winds get going good. We could have power lines go down. And in some of these folks' lives, that would be SHTF. So let's talk about common sense prepping. Now, most of my friends and the people I associate with on a regular basis, most of them are in their mid-40s, all the way over to their late 80s. Had a young man said, "You're always talking about prepping." He said, "I'm on a fixed income." And I said, "Okay." He said, "How do I prep?" And I smiled and I said, "You are aware that I'm retired too, that I live on a fixed income." And he said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "And I do it. I not only preach this, but I practice it." Folks, I took a part-time job. I have a little part-time summer job that I do that allows me to do a lot more prepping than what most folks who are retired. You know, some of you are going to food pantries. You're getting help from churches or other programs. I'll bet just about every one of those programs hands you a bag of beans and a bag of rice. And some of you, for the lack of a better word, are so arrogant you say, "I'm tired of beans and rice." And then you throw it away or give it away. Guys, that's what you get. You get a couple of totes or a 5-gallon bucket, and you pour it into your 5-gallon, you put it in your 5-gallon bucket and you close it up. Folks, prepping is not real expensive. Doesn't have to be. You know, ever since the latest prepping craze went on after Y2K back in 1999, you know, folks, people don't realize how easy it is to prep. You know, I was thinking about it last year. At any given time, when I went to the grocery store, I did not spend more than $30 to $40 a trip on my preps. I make sure that, and I write down, you know, I make a list of what I want to try to get. Now, I'm caregiver to an 82-year-old woman. And her, what she'll eat and what she won't eat changes from day to day. So I have to plan around what she maybe will eat today. Folks, prepping is not, it's not rocket science. Shoot, most of the time, it's, gee, this looks good. I think I'll put this back. Oh, this is a good price. I'd better get a bunch of these. So, folks, one of the things I want to do with common sense prepping is sit down with you and show you what I'm doing. What works for me. Now, because it works for me doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. But folks, at least it's a start somewhere. You know, I had a young man ask me one day, and he knows that I'm in the prepping community. He knows that I am one of those people who, I don't dislike my government, but I'm concerned about things they're doing. And he asked me, he said, do you actually really believe the United States government will put people into FEMA camps? And I looked at him and I said, let me ask you a question. In the 1930s, do you think German Jews thought that they would be rounded up, put in concentration camps, and walked into ovens? What about in Thailand and Laos and Cambodia when Pol Pot was running loose? Do you think any of them thought that was a possibility? And each time government was involved. Or the Cubans. Look at what's happening in Nicaragua and in Venezuela. Folks, I do believe that our U.S. government has strayed way away from what the Founding Fathers believed. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican or Libertarian or Independent. Our government strayed away. Now it's time for us to start standing up. The best way for you to stand up is to make sure that your family, in an emergency, has everything you need to be safe. The next few videos that I do will start on the various bags I carry. In the description box, I will try to put where I got each product and how much it cost. So that all you do is roll down there, click it, and it'll show you what it was. One of the biggest cost-saving things I ever did was I got Amazon Prime, and I got a program with Sportsman's Guide, membership with Sportsman's Guide. And then I also got a membership with Sam's Club. Those are the important things in life, right there. Those three things. Amazon Prime, Sportsman's Guide, Sam's Club. I got looking the other day at how much I saved. Do you know my Sam's Club membership is almost paid for every year by what I buy and the discount, the money they give back to me. My Prime membership, God only knows what I've saved there on shipping alone. At Sportsman's Guide, I've saved a bunch because I buy a lot through them. So the next video is going to be about my daily carry bag. Now, folks, when I go places where my weapon can't go in, you know, federal buildings, bank buildings, county buildings, you know, any place that you're not supposed to carry your weapon, I carry a bag and conceal it in the car so that at least I have my weapon with me. For those of you who are living in the European nations, where having a firearm is not a possibility or a probability, we're going to talk about edged weapons, weapons other than edged weapons, stuff you can keep with you. And for those of you living in London, God only knows what we're going to be able to come up with for you guys. Because you can't even voice an opinion in London anymore from what I've seen, without possibility of Scotland Yard showing up and arresting you. And I do feel sorry for the people of London. You know, you guys just passed. You guys just passed New York City as being one of the most violent cities in the world. Folks, that's all I'm going to do today. My next video, hopefully I'll get time this next week and have you at least 3 to 4. The next video is my daily carry bag, then my work bag, which are 2 different bags. My work bag doubles as my get-home bag and my bug-out bag. Then my car bag, and then an inch bag. Inch meaning I'm not coming home. Then after that, after those 4 videos, we're going to talk about common sense food preps. Then after that, we're going to talk about common sense equipment. You know, I'm aware that not everybody's got a lot of disposable cash. Folks, those of you that are prepping for end-of-the-world scenarios such as World War III, EMP blast from the sun, North Korea doing an EMP, or nuclear war, I'm glad you're prepping, but I think you're prepping for the wrong reasons. Now, if you're prepping for, every year or 2 years, excuse me, we go through a tornado, or we've been having a bunch of minor earthquakes, or every winter we have a blizzard and we get caught up. That's what you need to be prepping for. But here's another thing you need to be prepping for. Most families are 3 to 6 paychecks away from being homeless. Most of you can't survive more than 3 to 6 paychecks. Now that's, if you get paid every 2 weeks, that's 12 weeks. Anywhere from a month and a half to 3 months. So, folks, when I tell you that we need to be prepping for everyday catastrophes, that's what we should be focusing on. So, thank you for coming to Free America. And remember, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. Have a good day.